tonight. Spice up your cyber experience with cool-looking icons.
Plus, how you can become the evil lord of your own amusement park.
And how can you give a toilet card to someone you love?
Nothing says you care quite like porcelain, except Internet Tonight. Hello there, welcome to Internet Tonight. I'm Scott Harry.
And I'm Michaela Pereira. Topping Internet news tonight, a former atomic submarine captain has taken to the web to express his outrage over the rescue efforts of the sunken Kursk submarine in the Barents Sea. Captain Kirill Bekasov has set up a website analyzing the disaster and calls for an alternative way to save the trapped crew members. The Russian language site has turned into a virtual vigil. Thousands of people have posted their fears and frustrations over how Russian officials have handled the crisis. In his online essay, Bekasov believes the sub was destroyed by sabotage, but now urges the whole world to help save the lives of the 118 sailors on board.
Are you getting the most out of your DSL connection? Well, several customers of Southwestern Bell's DSL service don't think so and sense the glimmer of results from a class action lawsuit just filed. Southwestern Bell is supposed to guarantee download speeds of 384 kilobits per second, but the lawsuit alleges that the telco knowingly limits access to their mail and news servers to 128 kilobits per second. According to Southwestern Bell, they cut down access because usage of mail, I'm very emotionally attached to the story, and news servers sucks up too much bandwidth. According to the customers in the lawsuit, however, Southwestern Bell just sucks.
Cool cyber rock star girl looking for a nest in the Richmond district. Well, for those who live in the San Francisco Bay Area, pleas like these are nothing new on the infamous Craigslist.org, the community bulletin board website. Started in 1995 as an email listing to friends of hip art and tech events happening around the city, Craigslist, a non-commercial site, is going global. Now residents in Boston, New York, Washington, Los Angeles, as well as parts of Australia can benefit from the offerings on the site. The site experiences about 16 million page hits per month, looking for jobs, roommates, furniture, as well as local community events.
Who says we suck? That's what 5 major British companies are saying after a United Nations panel in Geneva, Switzerland, ordered the UK-based company Purge International to cough up the domain names which had the words sucks.com fused to their well-known monikers. Purge IT had registered the highly creative domain names first, but the World Intellectual Property Panel ruled that they had done so with no legitimate interest and in bad faith. A word to all you cyber squatters and claim jumpers from the big business boys, quote, "If we're going to suck, we'll decide when and where."
In March, AltaVista, the search engine company, now internet service provider, promised to shake up internet access in the UK by letting people spend as much time as they wanted online for an annual fee. However, searches by British newspapers and online news sites have failed to find any users of the service, despite AltaVista's claiming it has around 100,000 people signed up. One theory is that the company has been caught up by the economics of the UK telephone market and now has gotten cold feet about launching a service that other ISPs can't make work.
And in the .com death watch tonight, Cosmo has initiated a 3rd round of layoffs in its New York City headquarters. This time, 30 to 40 people are being let go. Just last week, 275 employees from the company's field service dispatch were laid off, and 24 other jobs were cut back in June. An undisclosed amount of employees from the website Healthy on WebMD were also handed pink slips this week. The company's CEO said the cutbacks are part of a strategy to turn a profit by the end of next year. And finally, TheStreet.com, a financial news website, fired 8 of its analysts this week in order to cut costs. Happy Friday, everybody.
Well, every day in our cyber travels, we find a slew of new and/or interesting websites. Here's what we'd like to share with you in tonight's Lunchbox.
Can't get enough of PBS's This Old House and that thickly bearded host Norm? Well, now you can check up on him all stinking day long with this Old House webcam. 3 separate cams are pointed squarely at their latest exciting project. You can also peruse the archives to see how they're coming along.
Fans of Nintendo's Banjo-Kazooie are in for a treat. The Bird and Bear duo have a bunch of images from their new game, Banjo-Tooie, up on the web. And as an added bonus, you can read up on the bizarre cast of characters that inhabit the game, like Humbawamba, King Jingling, and my favorite, Master Jiggy Wiggy. Can't really believe it. I'm reading that with a straight face.
And if you've ever wondered where Aunt Bertha digs up those lame-ass pictures and jokes she keeps emailing you, wonder no more. Put the blame on PassThisOn.com, an archive of humorous, in theory, images and games. And even better, once you try to leave the site, you're subjected to 3 pop-up ads.
Well, unless you're watching our show with a piece of paper and a pen in your hand, you might just miss some of the websites that we tell you about on tonight's show. But don't worry, we've got you covered.
Just visit Internet Tonight and click on... I hurt
It hurts you now.
I did.
See? Fighting back.
But it's worth the pain. And you can look at all the sites in the show, God willing, right there. Crocker roller.
If you've ever experienced the disappointment of a lame roller coaster, now you can take control and create the ultimate online thrill.
Plus, if you're a space cadet, we have the proper computer icon for you. All that in a tortoiseshell crammed full of Jiffy Pop when Internet Tonight. Welcome back to Internet Tonight.
You know, slogging your way through the World Wide Web often can be a daunting and mind-boggling task. So we wondered, is there at least a more interesting and perhaps creative way to manage your favorites on your computer? Well, we found a little program that brings new meaning to the word cyberspace.
Space, the final frontier. Or is it? These days, the final frontier is more like cyberspace. And Brian Backus is doing what he can to make your desktop look like a faraway galaxy instead of just a list of folders and bookmarks.
It's about personal expression. So Ububu is really meant to say, hey, you shouldn't let somebody else control your computing experience.
So he helped create Universe, a downloadable program that transforms your desktop from folders and shortcuts into something that looks more like a scene out of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I got frustrated that I had to stare at this ugly screen all day. And I thought that there had to be a way that was more attractive and more personal and where the experience could have more emotional appeal and visual appeal.
Universe replaces the typical graphic user interface that inhabits your desktop. It's kind of like an interactive wallpaper where you can organize the websites and programs you use most by making a solar system of planets that represent whatever you want.
One of my planets is actually my desktop. So I've connected objects, like I connected a typewriter to Microsoft Word, and I connected a big dollar bag of money to Excel.
Anyone with 266 megahertz and up, IE and Windows 95, can download the program from Ububu's website. Then start populating your planets with three-dimensional icons that hot link to any website and application you choose. The Universe doesn't replace a web browser. Instead, it launches from the browser window when you click on the planet icon. You choose what planets you want to be in your solar system, like this one with all the links to websites that won a Webby Award. Or you can make your own and organize each icon to your liking.
If you want to put all your shopping sites next to each other on one continent, and all your search sites on another continent, and your desktop on a third continent, you can do that. It's really up to you. So it's much more flexible in terms of how you organize it.
The site also makes it easy to share your expertise. Just click the email button, which takes a snapshot of your planet and sends it to your friends.
I have one planet that a DJ made, and that's great for me because I love music, and here an expert is telling me these are 50 great MP3 files that you should know about, and he's organized them onto a planet.
And while Universe is a fun and visual way to organize and share what you use, it isn't exactly the fastest way to navigate the World Wide Web.
Its main goal is not to make the web more efficient. Its main goal is to make the web more fun.
And the UB folks tell us they will soon allow anyone to post their planet on the website so that it can be shared by all Universe users.
As you know, it's not always fun and games at amusement parks. You've got the monstrous lines, the sticky seats on the roller coaster, the $20 hot dogs. But now with the wonders of the Internet, you can experience all the fun without the hassle.
With Roller Coaster Tycoon from Hasbro Interactive, you can try your hand at building the ultimate theme park from the ground up. Take a choice plot of land, give it a peppy name like Squash Gardens, and you're off. Build attractions, concession stands, and other park amenities, and soon the place will be swarming with people. Very tiny people. Then the fun really begins. Use cutthroat tactics to squeeze every single dime out of your patrons. You can set the Ferris wheel to rotate only once, jack up the price on popular rides, and my personal favorite, sell food and drink for cheap, then charge them an arm and a leg to use the restroom. But the main attraction here, like in real amusement parks, is the roller coaster. When you're ready to add one of these suckers to your park, pick from some classic pre-made models or build your own. Just start laying down track and let your imagination run wild. Sure, you could build one that's dangerously unsafe, but chances are no one's going to ride it. And if they do... Sorry.
Folks, the ride will be back up shortly. Do not be afraid. The ride will be up shortly.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Scott, Carney Boy, how can I endanger the lives of hundreds of people? A good first step would be to visit the Roller Coaster Tycoon website. There you can grab the 19-meg demo. It'll let you play for 25 minutes at a time, which should give you a good taste of what the full game has to offer. No, but that's not all. Game designer Chris Sawyer and dedicated fans have built over 12,000 additional rides for you to download and add to your very own park. It's the Roller Coaster Tycoon demo. Power to create at the click of a mouse.
And in addition to the full version of the game, which has been burning up the sales charts for over a year now, you can purchase an expansion pack called Corkscrew Follies. It contains new attractions, park locations, and, of course, new types of roller coasters.
You know, they say relocating can be a tough experience for anyone, especially for your kids. If you'd like to get a little help for your little ones, easing into moving into a new school, look into it beforehand with the help of today's useful site.
Emotional topic.
Talk about that, yeah. It's called the American School Directory. It's a new internet guide to all 108,000 K-12 schools in America. Even though the site is fairly new, you can find information on schools all across the country. Find schools by state or type in the name, and you'll find out basic school stats like number of students and even internet connections. The site also has a section for students and alumni to keep in touch by posting messages.
Said you the city up there voted worst city in America.
Really?
True. Just throwing it like it is. Coming up, are you stumped on what to send people for Arbor Day? Well, now there are irrelevant postcards for the irrelevant people in your life. Plus the man in search of a lost chromosome.
Hey everyone, the Search Guru here. We come back. Sneeze etiquette. Blessing people you don't know.
Internet tonight, we believe that you don't need a special holiday to show friends that you care. And with today's strange sighting, every day can be a boogie card moment.
When searching the Internet, categories each and every week. And don't forget to brush.
And National Boss Day is October 16th. Let he or she know exactly how you feel.
You know, it's been said that a man can be judged by the company he keeps. Unfortunate for a man like the Guru, who counts some imaginary guy named Jerry and a dust mop as his closest companions. Nonetheless, he's here to impart more web wisdom on us. Watch and learn.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that show Big Brother. Yeah, I know that Jerry's a big fan of that show Big Brother. I tell you, I'd rather watch my grandfather shovel sand.
What do you want to do today? I don't know. What do you want to do today? That's a good show, I guess.
Different kinds of people in this crazy world. I got a letter from Kyle. Hi, Kyle. He wants to know, is there a way to shop anonymously on the net? Nervous Kyle. Nervous Kyle. Well, it's pretty much a given that whenever you shop and buy stuff online, you have to reveal personal data. But giving out that personal data can erode your privacy and put you at risk. Plus, now your name is associated with what you bought. He went to cauliflower. That's the kid who bought the cauliflower. Get him! The whole town goes nuts. Well, what do? You go to Buy Sly. This company offers you the ability to hide your identity when you purchase online with their ingeniously simple plan. They do the buying for you. Now, the catch-22 is that you have to surrender your personal information to them to Buy Sly for the system to work. However, the company handles this deftly by taking that information over the phone and not via the web. Remember the phone, everybody? Hiya, Sparky. What's the city? Klondike 559. Now, once you're set up with them, when you want to buy something at, say, Amazon.com, you can email, fax, or phone your order to Buy Sly. The company then purchases your items using its own account, and bills your credit card. The cost is a one-time fee of $9.95, which seems pretty good. Yes, a one-time fee of $9.95. It seems like a pretty good deal. And for that fee, they'll not only buy for you, but protect you as well, handling customer service issues such as returns and replacements, okay? Okay, Buy Sly. Well, that's it for now. If you have a question for me, the address is guru@ddtv.com. Patrolling the halls of ZDTV. I'm the Surf Guru.
The Guru, fresh back from an ear-coning appointment and ready to hear your queries. Touch base with the Guru at our website.
Sure, the M&M guys are edible and way too cutesy, but who knew that they were also speed demons? That's what we find out in tonight's Stupid That Trick, M&M's Crazy Cart.
We believe this trick is from Denmark.
Either that or he's a very poor speller.
Yeah, so you have to kind of trip your way through here, but follow us. You hit the little tilbud there, and then you pick red or gold, which is yellow. So we're going to go gold. And then you hit start, which is also, remarkably, also in English. Now, this is your practice round. Use your... No, this is great, and the sound effects are awesome. This is just your practice round. You have to go around 3 times.
Is there any way you can shoot them?
He's drunk, actually. No. And you go around 3 times, and then you get to show off just how good you are or not.
Now, you're showing very good technique. You go to the outer rim.
You know what? I'm just trying to get around without, because if you get yourself turned around, it is so impossible. You can use the back of the down key to go backwards, but trust me, you don't want to do that. So now we're going to play against the big guys. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Then you go to girder.
If it's hot, do they melt in their seats?
They don't. Yeah, that's very funny. So now you're up against big boys, and it's all about, you know, trying to get the money away.
Yeah.
But the new course,
Oh, that's nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Next time, the little guys, it's interesting, they crash a diabetics convention.
Let's check out some online events for the week of the 21st of August.
Dee Snider is an angry man, perhaps from all the podunk fairgrounds he's been playing in. The Twisted Sister Rocker will be online to spew angst Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, chat.yahoo.com.
MC with a penchant for social activism, Wyclef Jean will be performing with the Refugee All-Stars at a benefit concert. Log on to hear it Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern at vidnet.com.
And you too can wake up with Jennifer Lopez. Online, that is. She'll be yakking about her new flick To Sell Wednesday, 8 a.m. Eastern, MSN.com. Tune in on Monday to see how you can find MP3s of radio shows from the golden days of audio entertainment, from Fibber McGee and Molly to the Lone Ranger. Boogie cards, roller coasters, driving M&Ms. Things that we thought would make up a good show. To get more information about anything you've seen today, you can check out our website, internettonight.com.
And while you're there, make sure to visit the big list. You can find links to everything that we've shown you tonight in the show. And it's also a pretty good place to find MP3s of new music. Today we're recommending Soul in Flesh by Blackalicious. Time to look at the email stack. Here's a letter from Dan. It seems like he needs our help. Hey, Internet Tonight. I saw a show a little while ago with the website planetdiablo.com in the launch box. My friend doesn't believe me. Can you send me a link that proves that it was?
Well, Dan, it's only a half-hour show, so find some friends that you can trust, or that'll trust you.
We'd love to hear from you. Please send us an email. Our address is it@zdtv.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, tonight you'll be seeing the very last installment of Love Online. We've laughed and cried with Megan over the last couple of years, but it's time for her to move on, spreading her Cupid-like penchant for bringing people together in some other form. Time to witness the magic one more time.
Hi there, and welcome to Love Online, where singles can find romance in cyberspace with the help of Match.com. Let's meet tonight's hopeful. 6-foot blonde regularly invites friends over for her dinner and serves them her delicious chicken and dumplings and apple pie for dessert. She's a pretty adventurous gal who likes to surprise herself and push her limits. On Sunday, she likes sleeping in and reading the paper. Daft Punk is articulate and informed, but sometimes is a shy speaker at first. He's a hipster living in Philadelphia who's into extreme sports and sophisticated living. He's looking for a smart, sexy tomboy who's willing to put up with his busy lifestyle. That's it for tonight, friends. For more profiles, visit once said. There are never enough I love yous. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm Megan Mark.
Megan. Carmine. Megan.
The tribe has spoken.
Well, that's it for this melancholy edition of Internet Tonight. I'm Jeff Probst.
And I'm really hungry.
I just wanted to say I found it a really rewarding experience, really challenging. I had some good times, and I don't harbor any bad feelings when things have to go how they go, except maybe the first 3 years should have been kicked off instead. But, that's not for me to say. But I just, as for alliances, it's difficult because I really didn't know. People kind of kept me out of the loop. I was always the last to know, and which was sad. But I hung in there and gave it 110%, my all. And I'm gonna miss some of the laughter. It wasn't a lot, but all of the love and trust God. Okay, just trust Him as a man and as a person. Remember that He's there for you. I mean, but like I said, I don't have any alliances with anyone. That's just my little bit. And anyway.
Two for Megan.
And then I'll say the tribe has
The
spoken.
tribe has spoken. So.
And then move on.
And then you've got the torch. So where's the torch? Is it in front?
The torch can be in front. Oh, but then how are we going to do it?
You know what? I can pour it there, though. I can pour the water.
Yeah, that would be better. If I hold it over here and then move it to the front.
Yeah, it's going to burn fast.
Right.
So that needs to be lit.
And then you're going to reach
I'm going to light it during
Yes.
the device.
Or Mick can do it.
And then
a lot of water in here.
You
You extend it.